special edition of the Adam 2 Locker Room Show. We're doing this podcast on a
Mm.
911 emergency
Emergency factor.
Right.
emergency broadcast. Wow, wow, wow. And so we want to welcome all of our Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Dayspring audience today. Praise God. Father, we give thanks unto your name. We praise you that we have this special opportunity to come together and share with one another. Oh, the joy in our hearts, oh God. We thank you in Jesus' name as you lead us and guide us. Amen. Amen. Well, let me
Amen.
introduce the coaches we got with us today. I'm Coach John. Hallelujah. Guys, Coach John, and we got Coach Jano with us. And we got the coach of coaches with us, Coach Joe. Hallelujah. Who is coaching?
Yeah.
He coached, what was that, Columbia?
Yes, Columbia College.
Columbia College,
We
and he
had a
coached, what was that, the ABA?
yes, I had an ABA semi-pro team. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, we did the Vernon Park. We had a team too. When we was
Yeah.
at Vernon Park, I was coaching the team there, and
And
yeah,
and he is the president and CEO of
Triple Double Sports Camp LLC.
and the sports show that you still have.
Yes, yes, a sports show. It's the SC Media News Sports Network, but also we're coming out with a podcast pretty soon called the Fight for Christianity and Satan's New World Order, where we're
All
gonna be
right.
interviewing ministers, pastors, etc. Talking about the end times.
All right, all right, all right. Just a couple of announcements to make before we get started here. We want you to join us tomorrow, either live or on our Kingdom Bread International webpage for our Sunday morning worship service at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Praise God. So we got a lot going on. We have a special guest speaker on tomorrow, and that will be Leanna Bolden, who is the pastor of evangelism at Kingdom Bread International Church. Praise God. And we will be celebrating women as we're closing out National Women's Month. And so we're looking forward to seeing you there. All right, all right. And so what we're going to do now is we'll be right back after this music from Coach J Note, and then we're going to jump into the NBA.
All right. 1 second. We'll be right back.
Oh, that's cool.
Took a lot of time, had to climb, had to grind. That's the thing about this life, every step designed. Take time, realize, open wide eyes. Understand the puzzle, every piece, every line. Often there's a struggle that'll take a late night. Lesson in progression, make your way to change life. Gotta move intentional, no room for false lies. Got a symphony of dreams reaching for the sky. Yeah. Life's intentional, not accidental, bro. Decision making's all over the centerfold. It's a journey, no coincidental, bro. Take the highs and the lows, life's continual. Cause life's intentional, not accidental, no. Decision making's all over the centerfold. It's a journey, no coincidental, bro. So take the highs and the lows, it's continual. Got trials, gotta struggle, wanna hurry on the double. Making plans, watch them fail, try again, staying subtle. Gotta stand on the man, hold your head, hit the huddle. Learn the plan, make it red, press ahead, keep the juggle. Know that where you are is not coincidence. Looking at how far a piece evidence. Turning, working hard to the residence. So pressing to the end will be its relevance. Life's intentional, not accidental, bro. Decision making's all over the centerfold. It's a journey, no coincidental, bro. Take the highs and the lows, life's continual. Cause life's intentional, not accidental, no. Decision making's all over the centerfold. It's a journey, no coincidental, bro. So take the highs and the lows, it's continual.
All right, all right. Wow, wow. That was incredible, incredible, incredible. Praise God. We thank God. Coach J Note, awesome, awesome, awesome. I see we have Coach Craig with us. Craig Williams, welcome to the show. We got all the coaches lined up on the front row. Hey, guess what? Let's get into this NBA incredibility. Oh, wow, wow, wow. As we know, that was a tremendous game that the Bulls won. And so let's see, can we get that clip up real quick? And then we can talk about what went on there.
Oh yeah. Or who would you want to take that first? How you want me to get that? I think I have the clip ready, so let me go ahead and load it up.
Throw it up on the big screen.
Yeah.
Let me see something.
Oh wow, this is one one of the most exciting moments. In fact, I call it the shot, the pose, the Lakers disposed. Because Josh Giddey, he took the shot. It was like one of those Michael Jordan shots. And then he had the Michael Jordan gooseneck pose. And there we go. Here we go. We got it.
Here we go.
Well, so if y'all want to make commentary and break down what's going on here, just let me know and I shall pause.
Yes, make the call, sir. Please make the call.
All right, here we go.
Shot before that. Here's Reeves. Reeves straight to the cup. Lays it in to take the lead.
All right, Reeves got the bucket. You know, let me take a look at this here. It's interesting how, like, in these situations, you know, like, as the ball handler, you can just go up because they're not going to contest you because nobody wants to foul. So you either going to get like a scared contest or like a half contest or like a wave. And it's interesting how Reeves, he just knew it. He didn't second guess.
Bulls are out of timeouts. 2 seconds left. Giddey for the win. Gone!
And nephew, you know what the smart thing the Bulls did on their play?
Yeah, what's that?
They didn't foul.
Yeah.
Yep.
If they would have fouled, I think it would have changed the outcome of the game. But someone had the presence of mind, like, you know what? He can have a layup. We're going to be confident in our guys. We're not going to worry about what they guys do. We're going to let them take that too. Hey, which is what you wanted. You didn't want them taking the three, because they would have took a three. Then the game probably would have ended with like a tie. Is that correct? Or was it?
If they'd have hit a three, they would have been up 2 points.
Right.
And we come back and hit a three, we still would have won the game.
Oh, we still would have won. So that's
because we were up 1 point already.
Right.
Because of Kobe's shot.
Right.
That put us up 1 point.
Yeah.
So if they'd have hit a three, we'd have been up 2, and then Josh would have won it. We'd have won by 1 instead of 2.
Oh, we'll take it. We take it. We will take it.
I'll say one thing though. Them not fouling here was a great decision, because if you foul him and he makes this, now that's a 3-point play. And now, they still up 2. So, I mean, that put them up 2. So it's a lot more. It just puts more pressure. So, yeah, them not fouling was a great decision.
Yes, and also you see here situational basketball where there's no timeouts called. I don't think there's any left. I don't know if there's any left or not, but Billy Donovan this is why it's so important to know your personnel. He had the right guy inbounding the ball, and then Patrick Williams used his basketball IQ, and this is why I always tell my players, move the ball, because basketball is a game of rhythm. And in this situation, because Patrick moved the ball in rhythm, he didn't hold on to it. Just imagine if the Lakers would have fouled, and we would have had to go to the line. They could have fouled him, actually, but no one had the present mind to do that, and they would have beat us based on sending us to the free throw line. It probably was like 3 seconds left, but they would have free thrown us out of the situation. But thank God for Patrick Williams. He had the presence of mind to get rid of the ball in rhythm. And when he did it in rhythm, Josh Giddey took one or two dribbles and then let it fly.
That was beautiful, man.
That was beautiful.
And when we look at the whole 12.6 seconds, I just want to talk about that for a moment. The 12.6 seconds, we went on a 9-2 run in 12.6 seconds. And the beauty about it, when I was looking at it, and they inbound the ball, I said, here's what we need, because we were down 4. I said, we need a 3, the ball stolen, and a 3 to get the lead.
I had
Patrick
a flashback.
hit the 3, Josh stole the ball, Kobe hit the 3, and then the next thing I said is they left too much time on the clock, because it was 6.1 seconds left. And then when the Lakers scored and it was 3.3 seconds left, I said they left too much time on the clock.
Do y'all remember that game when Reggie Miller hit those 3-pointers right behind each other? I don't know what year that was. I don't remember.
Yeah, that was in 1994, 94.
I think it was 94. I was like, Reggie Miller all over again.
Yes, that was 94. I think that was 94 or 95 in the Garden. And he scored, 9 points in 13 seconds or something like that?
Reggie Miller.
Yeah, look that up, nephew. Where the stat guy at?
Reggie Miller, yeah.
I got you. What we looking up now?
Ball, he scored. He stole the ball. He scored.
Yeah, Reggie Miller scoring. We want to do that stat check just to make sure that I'm correct, because I don't want to try to go off the top of my dome on that one. But I remember when it happened for sure, because I remember it.
Was that against the Bulls?
No, it was against the Knicks.
Yeah.
Bulls Knicks. It was Pacers Knicks rivalry, because Michael Jordan was retired when this happened. This happened in either the 94, 95 season, because the Knicks went to the finals in 93, 94. So it didn't happen in that year. So it had to happen in 94, 95, I think. But let's double check. Just double check. Either 93, 94, 94, 95.
So what I'm seeing here says 95. He scored 8 points in 9 seconds. To stun the Knicks in game 1.
That's it. 95. Okay. Yeah,
I would love if we could get that clip up.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I could probably pull it up.
Because me and your Uncle Johnny was watching the game. I think me and your Uncle Johnny was watching the game in our old house. And we was just like, wait up, this dude, he just pushed the guy in the back. It looked like he pushed him in the back and got the ball back. And it happened so fast, like right before our eyes. I can remember vividly watching that game at our old home.
Yeah, because he's 8 points in 9 seconds.
Yes. And that was by one person. The Bulls did it for different individuals. So
yeah.
And don't forget, Vucevic.
Oh, yes.
LeBron to make it all be possible.
The Vooch.
The Boots don't block that shot when we go into overtime.
That's right. And also, I was just thinking about how, with that scenario with the Bulls, that 3 seconds, wow, it could be broken up into so many different things, like if I was the coach of the Lakers, and like they said with JJ Redick, JJ Redick, I think his inexperience kicked in that situation where he didn't know what to do or what to say, and he always try to, deem himself as the smartest guy in the room. But in that situation, along with LeBron, they wasn't the smartest guys in the room. The Bulls outsmarted them, so they gave up a quick layup. I don't know if that was by design because it left time on the clock. And then no one pressed the inbounds play. And when they did double team, they left a guy wide open. So it was kind of like, really? Normally when on the inbounds play, you're supposed to match up man to man. So I don't know why, why was it a double team or what actually happened? When you play it back, Nev, can I see that real quick? I just want to see inbounds. What did they do? Did they go man to man or did they send double? Let's see. All right, I see.
Here, is that Giddey inbounding?
It looks like So no one. Look how far. Wait, stop, Neb. Look how far LeBron is off Giddey. He's supposed to be pressing Giddey.
What they're doing is they're trying to pressing Giddey.
Nobody pressed Giddey.
No one pressed Giddey. Giddey was look at that space between. That's LeBron's assignment. That was LeBron's assignment.
Yeah,
and
but
then I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The thing they were trying to do was to keep Kobe from getting the ball because Kobe can hit from half point. So that's why LeBron's back there, and they got a man right there. Don't guard the inbound. Keep the ball out of Kobe's hand. That's what the strategy looks like there. And when they forced them to throw the ball to Patrick Williams, they thought this thing is over. Patrick can't hit the three from here. But Patrick made the best decision he ever made in his life, passing the ball immediately back to Giddey, and Giddey take the shot. Go ahead, Joe.
In rhythm. And I love, and that it goes back to what I was saying earlier in the podcast. It's all basketball is a game of rhythm. You can knock somebody's shot off by not moving the ball in a timely manner. Now, the difference between moving the ball in a timely manner and having a first, second, third option guy that can do it all, that's a different discussion. Like a Michael Jordan, like I want him with the ball in his hand. You see what I mean? But if you got a team full of players that are fighters and hard workers, then everybody has to share the wealth. And in this situation, another thing that worked to the Bulls' favor, they didn't have any superstars out there. Like they don't got anybody that you can really focus on. Now you can say Kobe White is like their face right now, along with Giddey, but they don't have that, that premier star anymore, like a DeMar or a Zach LaVine. So it's hard to match up with that. So it's kind of like the Lakers were scrambling, like, wait up, none of these guys can beat us, So therefore, let's just let them inbound the ball. We sit in the zone real quick. We sit in this little, soft press, and let's just walk off the court and get this game over with. Which is LeBron, as you can see. Just watch him in action.
Yeah. And the other thing they're looking at, 3.3 seconds, they're going to bring the ball full court and try to get the 2 to win the game.
Right.
They had a different train of thought there. Right. He went to the bullseye.
And this is where JJ Redick got our coach, because if you was a smart coach, and I'm not saying if it was me, I would have did the same thing, but he should have told them to foul. He should have told them to foul. And if he would have told them to foul with like 2 seconds left, let them bring it in, foul them before they get a shot up. Don't give up no shots, no 3-pointers. That should be the whole thing. Now, no threes. That's the whole MO. You got 3 seconds to stop a team. All you had to do, as soon as the first guy got the ball, was foul that guy. So I don't know what happened. Were they trying to foul? I would have sent Patrick Williams to the line, because I don't think he had the confidence to knock down those free throws in those situations. He probably would have made 1 or 2. Those are chances that I would have took as a coach. I'd be like, you know what? We're going to force the ball into the worst free throw shooter's hands, foul him, give us more time. We get the ball inbounds to our best free throw shooter, and we ice the game. You have to think like 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. You see what I'm saying, Pastor?
Yeah.
And nephew and cuz. Yeah, so here's JJ Redick with he had the chance to use his brilliance, and he got exposed because his arrogance got the best of him. No one fouled anyone, and they're already believing that the Bulls had no chance of making a shot like that. So let's roll the tape.
And you know what? It's funny because like a lot of times we look at, well, not we, but like as basketball fans, sometimes they look at a team without a superstar and they're like, oh man, it's bad, it's negative. But then there's the flip side. Like we said, none of these dudes are superstar players. And now what that makes the opposition do, you can't key in on anybody. Right. Because you have to play honest defense. And I know we keep talking about LeBron, but in this case, whenever we talk about players that make bad decisions in the clutch, this is one of the things I'll be talking about. Like I know they want to keep it out of Kobe's hands, but if you look, you got Reeves right here who can slide over and pick this guy up. This Hail Mary pass.
You gotta tell us.
I wish. I wish I did. Cause I definitely let me see. Do we? I'm gonna get that set up for the next one. But like,
Stacey King said he missed the signature machine, so we got to tell it.
So like, you see Reeves right here, right? If they want to double Kobe, Reeves can slide here and stop Kobe's advance. If Vooch runs here, you got a guy right here in the back that can stop that Hail Mary pass. And then this guy can kind of fill in, because all you really need to do if you want to beat them is delay this interaction right here. Mm-hmm. If you delay this interaction, like Coach Joe was saying, now the rhythm is off, and now they have to make an adaptation with possibly 1.8 seconds on the clock, because this delay is going to take at least a second. Right. But LeBron decided to stay here when in reality, he could have come in here and caused this distraction. Mm-hmm. He could have caused this distraction right here. Even if he didn't foul, just make Giddey hesitate a little bit.
Right.
But
Be honest.
they chose to play off, and now you get this wide open pass. Look how open Giddey is.
Space. Right.
He's on the bullseye.
Right.
Like, look at this.
Take your pause for 1 second. Look at this. Now, LeBron, he's worried about Vooch. Vooch should not be a factor in his play. Well, who you should be worried about is the guys from half court that can take the ball off the dribble and release the ball. Vooch cannot do that. Vooch probably would have threw the ball away or did something crazy because I would have took my chances with him shooting the ball. Now, this is like a perfect storm because LeBron is cheating on defense again. Here we go. He always talk about how he's a great defender and all, I'm Mr. this or Mr. that. But look at the space between him and Giddey. You know how we play, nephew. You know how we play, Pastor. You know how we play, cuz we don't allow point guards to bring the ball up the floor. We take their dribble. We make them pick their dribble up. If LeBron was at least at the free throw line, like once he inbound the pass, he was at the free throw line, you letting him bring the ball up the court. So you're telling him, I don't believe in you. That's disrespectful. Like you disrespecting the player. Like you, even though you a pro, but I don't believe you're a pro. You see what I mean? I can make these shots, but I don't think you can make these shots. And that's arrogance. You see what I mean? And I'm not saying that's what was going through his head, but I'm saying that if this is Michael and them, we're going to take it back. Michael and Scotty would have pressed this. We not giving up no layups. We not giving up no threes. We not giving up no looks. Okay? We gonna smash it before you even get in bounds. In this case, it was a soft press. Once they realized they broke the press, they start scattering into it. They got out of the man-to-man and fell back into like they fell back into a set. You know?
It's interesting. Yep, because look at all this space.
Yeah. Now the other thing that they had to worry about is when Patrick get a ball to Giddey. Giddey's an excellent point guard.
Yes,
and he can see the whole field.
Yeah.
If somebody comes up on him, immediately he gonna fire to the next guy up.
Right.
Yeah. And if it's Vukovic, Vukovic got that floater.
Right.
Yeah. And he would have a three, but he had enough time to get in the paint and throw that floater up. Right.
We could have actually, if that was the case, like I see with LeBron's situation, even if we would have scored a 2-pointer, we could have won the game. But it was like the cherry on top. It was like, we're not giving up no layups. We'll give you the 3. Okay. Well, you're gonna give me the 3, then take this home with you.
And that's the smart thing that Giddey did. He took he took the available shot.
Yep. Took what the defense gave him. So
there you go.
LeBron was surrendering it. He's like, okay, not only you gonna surrender, but you gonna surrender on our logo. Watch this.
That's the thing. And
you shoot for the bullseye. When you want to win against the Lakers, you shoot from the bullseye.
That's right. You shoot from the team that you play for. Bam.
Yep. And this is like the temperature of a lot of defense that's played today. A lot of defenders play this type of defense where they kind of cheat because they have some goal in mind. As like, I understand why you would do it, but only thing I will say is that there are randoms on 2K that understand how bad this situation is. So, it's kind of bad that these guys because like this play was cooked for the Lakers right here. As soon as this happened, it was over with. Because once he started throwing that pass in, you too late. Everybody's too late to get here. And you saw it because once the pass came in, somebody scrambled over. And like Pastor Coach Apostle was saying, Patrick Williams dropped it right back to Giddey.
That's right.
And now Giddey had tons of real estate to work with.
2 seconds left. Giddey for the win.
Much airspace.
Oh,
Unbelievable. I wish Dickie V was on that call too. I wish Dickie V was on that call. You remember that call he made, y'all? I think it was Indiana. He was like, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What's the other coach? Yeah. What's the other coach? Onions.
Yes.
And here's the amazing part about it. The Bulls has swept the Lakers, and they swept Denver.
Yep.
Yeah,
they did it. Hey, if we don't do nothing else this year, if we don't do nothing else this year, that was our highlight this
and
year.
Another thing is,
and we're still leading Miami by a full game for that 9th spot.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, in the play-in. And if we keep winning, we could catch Orlando. Mm-hmm. And who is ahead of Orlando? We're right there. We could actually get the 7th seat. That 7th spot.
You got 9
Coach Craig was trying to say something too.
We got 9 games left. Kobe and Mike are the only 2 Chicago Bulls players ever to go back-to-back 30 games, scoring 30 points in a game.
Yeah. Eastern Conference Players of the Week or Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Is that what you're saying, Cuz?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the only 2 to do it.
Only 2. And they both from North Carolina boys. Carolina boys. From North Carolina boys.
So it's looking good. I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all think this is signs of good things to come? Or is this just like is this a fluke? Is this a flash in the pan?
You got Boston, you got Cleveland.
Yeah.
Them the 2 that will stop them. Remember back in the day, Jordan, Pippen, and Horst, they always got to the playoff. Who stopped them?
Boston,
Cleveland,
Cleveland.
Yeah. Always
Detroit.
Boys.
Detroit or Boston? Because I don't. Yeah.
Now it's Boston and Cleveland.
Yep.
Don't get past them 2.
And Detroit is good too. Hey,
Detroit just beat Cleveland.
They just beat Cleveland.
Playing much better than they was last season.
They beat Cleveland without Cade Cunningham. So that's saying something. That's saying a lot about their toughness. You know, they actually. I'm telling you, this new NBA. Let me tell you something. If you play with toughness and play hard every possession, you can beat teams. Because a lot of guys don't really give it 100%. And I sit up there and watch games, and I watch how guys take possessions off on TV and in real life. Oh, okay, you gonna give up a layup like that? Let's just take the ball out. No, you should be on your guy from the start of the game to the end of the game. We saw it in Chicago with Scottie and Michael. So that's the standard, you know? And with Michael and Scottie, that's the standard. You know, like you cannot take plays off. And I think this Bulls team right now, they might be a sleeper. You know, if they don't take plays off and they make their shots and they play good defense and they don't miss their rotations, hey, just like Kendall Gill said, hey, he played for the Seattle Supersonics, and they thought they were going to go in and dominate the Denver Nuggets. Back then, I think that was in 94, 95. I think it was 94, 95, one of those. It's between those years. I'm getting a little, I don't know why I'm saying it, but I'm getting a little. I used to memorize all this stuff, but this year, it seemed like it was last year, but it was years ago. Make a long story short, Dick Kemp on that team? I'm sorry?
Was Sean Kemp on that team yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, they were cocky, you know. You know how GP and them was. They was very cocky because they was like, oh, this is our first round opponent. But see, they had matchup problems because Dikembe was swatting their stuff, and then Robert Pack, and then Chris Jackson. I'm not gonna say his Muslim name. They was giving them the business, and man, they end up upsetting.
Yeah, they
the one
came.
seed.
They were the first team to come back from a 3-1 deficit to win.
Yep, that's a good. Yeah, yep, that was a good series.
And it's not to say that like, cause like every era, you got players that take off plays. Like there were, cause it's not, because a lot of people, when we talk like that, they were like, yeah, but no, and then they try to go pull up people that didn't play defense back in, and it's like, we know those people exist. There were there are people in every decade that played lazy, but those dudes you didn't hear about though, because they were bums. And it's like the issue now. Right, and the issue nowadays is that there are more and more players now that are just like, well, I'm here, I got my check, let me chill. And it's like, it's growing, and that's the issue. And like people, some fans don't understand that, but the issue is now more and more people are starting to play lazy, and the worst part is it's starting to creep into like the upper talent level of the league. So now the people that you coming out to see, sometimes they just don't play. They just be chilling.
They just take the night off. Like we have this, it's called load management. This whole they then came up with a quote unquote PC version on why you should be lazy, why you should take the night off. And one of the people who started that load management stuff was Kawhi Leonard. LeBron, all of these guys.
I do remember. I first heard about it with Kawhi.
Yeah, they paid thousands of dollars for these tickets, but they get approved by these crazy doctors telling them, "Oh, this player, let's pamper him some more. He needs some psychological rest. He needs to rest his hands. He needs to rest his shoulders. He needs to give him a papaya juice. Send him to an island.
Papaya juice.
Let's give him a pillow and a blankie. He needs to just relax. Leave him alone. He needs a mental break." But this is a soft era,
Yeah, and the Utah Jazz just got fined for doing that.
Really?
Not playing management stuff.
Who they got the load?
Because they're trying to tank so they can get that number 1 pick, but they just got fined for not playing their players.
Whoa. Yeah, it's all, the league is in trouble, man. Like I said, they did that dirty, low-key Luka trade, which was all orchestrated by Adam Silver, LeBron's best friend, Nico Harrison, and you got Rich Paul. You got all these guys who conspiring, who kind of like just told on themselves about the trade so that they can save the league. And the Lakers and LeBron, they're like the cash cow for the league. So because of that trade, it just lets you know how desperate the league is. Like they knew they were running out of situations when they saw viewership drop like 53%, because people are tired of LeBron James, and he is literally ruining the league with his antics and all this off the court stuff, and then jumping on podcasts, coming at talking heads, and he got too much time on his hands. Like, first of all, how can you take off 2 months and then you return and the first thing you do is go jump on a podcast, bro? Like, have you lost your mind, bro? What are you thinking, bro? Yeah. His mind ain't on basketball, and he, even with the Lakers, like, he makes them worse. And I know he's kind of like playing third string, not third string, but he's like third option. Hey, Tia. He's like third option and stuff right now, second and third option. He's kind of playing like the guy he's not being ball dominant. He kind of like fading in the background. But sooner or later, that's gonna change, okay? Because with Luka, I know he's supposed to be the face of the franchise, but I'm telling you, LeBron got another agenda, and it includes his son. And I'm gonna share why. I'm gonna be real quick with it. Don't you know that night? I'm gonna say this to you, Pastor Hall, and nephew and cousin Craig. Y'all remember that night Bronny James dropped 17 points, and everybody was going bananas?
Say.
Yeah.
I was just going to say he finally got over 10 in the NBA game. I was proud of him.
Wait. But let me tell you, guess what it was? I knew it was something going on. So I was just like, wait. Oh, he dropped 17 points. Okay. I said, well, let me go and do the research. Let me see what happened. So what had happened was LeBron called a meeting. He said, this is what's going to happen. All the starters, we're going to sit tonight.
Oh, they had the second string
He
play?
made all the starters sit tonight. And when I'm talking about they lips was zipped on the sideline, just so his son can get shots off. That's sabotage. And they lost by 31 points. Like, these are games that they need to win. This dude sabotaged a game just so his son can get a measly, useless 17 points. I didn't realize that LeBron told the starters to sit. He tells his coach what to do. He tells the players what to do. And it's becoming a farce. And people are getting tired of it. And Bronny James, I don't care if Bronny James scored 100 points. He's a bum, okay? No offense. No offense, Bronny. But you should have did your 4 years in college, okay? Yes, there was
I think
a reason why.
It would have helped a lot.
Yeah, and LeBron thought he was going to get privileges at USC. And when they benched his tail, he was just like, what? Wait, my son ain't the first option? No, your son ain't better than the guy that's in front of him. He has to earn it.
The last option.
Exactly. Your son ain't even the fifth option. Well, you better be happy he on the team. Because you know how many guys, JUCO guys, could have got that scholarship offer, and you took it and played with it, averaging 1.5 points a game, playing around. Then you go to the G League, you on the same privilege stuff where they have LeBron. As a matter of fact, he's running the G League team too, because the guys that used to be the first option on the G League team, I don't know where those guys are at anymore, because now LeBron is telling them, okay, we're going to change this situation. Okay, you used to be the first option. All right, we got to make this guy disappear. Now my son's the first option because he has a lot of media pressure on him, which I put on him, which is what Stephen A was saying. You put him in this situation, okay? Don't be trying to act like we just messing with him.
He did.
You put him in a situation.
Even though I'm not a fan of Stephen
that's
A.
another story.
Yeah, but even though I'm not a fan of Stephen A, he did talk about how everybody, like when they were talking about him and Bronny in college and high school and trying to get him to go review and criticize or whatever, like he was like, no, because he's not an NBA player. And it's like, currently, he's growing. He's growing for sure. From what he was doing in the draft combine, which was pretty bad, and what he was doing when the season first started, which is also pretty bad. He has made some improvements, but you can't make your name off of like garbage time and
having your daddy
shot spamming
just to get you shot.
And shot spamming in the G League, like he got to learn. He got to learn that the NBA is way different from high school, because high school was starting to turn more into like AAU games and like pickup games, almost the way that they play. And It's interesting how LaMelo's game translated so well, because the way they was playing in Chino Hills, that was just like hooping at the park with your homies. That's what it looked like.
Yeah. Now, there's a difference between LA ball and Chicago Public League. Chicago Public League, one thing I can say about Chicago high school ball, they play hard every possession. New York City, too. LA, they got shooters out there, so they think everything is just run and gun, but Chicago, they guarding guys 94 feet. Well, not even in high school, it's not 94 feet, but they guarding guys from baseline to baseline. You see what I mean? So what you're saying is true for California, but from the high school games I've covered and watched, actually, you enjoy watching a high school game in the city before going to a Bulls game. And I'm going to tell you why.
Well, you do.
Because I've watched these kids, because they're trying to play for their future. So they not getting paid. So they playing like they going hard, like every possession they own it, and they listen to their coaches and everything. My biggest complaint about high school is that, like you said with AAU, they stealing players. They doing all these transfers and they hurting the kids, transferring the kids in the middle of the school year, taking other people's players, and it's no honor anymore. It's like the Wild Wild West. Everybody's everywhere.
That sounds like college football with their portal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Before the season is over, while they're in March Madness, 1,000 players have entered into the portal already. And let me say this about Bronny James. Yes, he is growing. I saw the other day where he hit actually 5 3-pointers in a D-League game. So let him stay down there and develop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
can
that's
I
what
say
he
this?
needs to do.
Can I say this also? He is growing, and let's not forget the fact to add this. He is growing at the expense of others. And I'm saying this because while he's growing, what happened to the guy that was growing before him? They made him disappear. Let's go to the G League. Who was leading the G League Lakers before LeBron James showed up? Who was the points leader? Where's that guy? You see what I mean? They moved him out of the
G
way.
League.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that
that's a good question.
Anybody can do what Bronny James is doing right now. If my dad was the GM, my dad was the president, if my dad was the GM, the president, the coach,
not the GM,
who else? The locker room, the agents. Okay, and the G League. Okay, if he was running all of that, what is the coach? How is that coach gonna coach that team? If you got your daddy breathing over his neck, telling him, my son better get his shots. You see what I mean? So it's not the fact that he's growing. It's the fact that LeBron is bullying people into making his son the first option. And this is not even hating. I watched this dude take Bronny James when he wasn't even in the rotation. Okay? He went from not being in the rotation barely, and then when he was in the rotation, the shot opportunities that he got, he wasn't making them. And then all of a sudden, he running the team. And I'm just like, wait, you can do that with any player. But this disrespectful to the guys that's putting in the work. Because your daddy is running everything, the coach is afraid. You see what I mean? Okay, you're no longer the first option. He tells the guy who used to lead the team, Bron is taking over because I'm trying to keep my job. LeBron, shoot as many shots as you need. Oh, you got all the confidence in the world. You're supposed to make 5 threes. You got the coach scared. You got the players scared they're gonna lose their job. You supposed to go out there, and matter of fact, you supposed to move out the way and let him make a layup. That's how privileged he has gotten, So I'm not falling for that stuff. He probably averaged 30 a game for them. But guess what?
It's hilarious. You know
What's
who
up?
the leading scorer for the South Bay Lakers was last season?
Who was it?
Scottie Pippen Jr.
See, by the way, he in Memphis right now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he getting torn.
Hey, Joe,
yeah.
we got you on the show, and you were talking about the high school basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you see the number one player in high school basketball? Who should we be looking at as he goes to college and prepares for the NBA? Who's that player?
Oh wow! So, I believe it's a kid from Cali. I think he's from. Cause it's different now. It ain't like it used to be, where the high school guys are the top guys. It's like these guys go to prep schools now. They in AAU now. They playing for club teams. So I think it's kind of changed. It's not how it used to be. But I was checking out a kid that's supposed to be playing. That's supposed to be the number one pick in the 2026 draft. I can't recall his name, but what I can tell you from what I saw from his game, man, he got that he got them Ray Allen type shots. Like he can shoot over the top of the defense from deep. He can slash and get to the hole. He's an African American kid. I can't recall his name, but I briefly checked him out yesterday. He was like the 2026 possible NBA draft pick, but he wasn't playing for a high school. He looked like he was playing for some type of like club team. I can't recall his name.
Okay, and while we got you on, let's talk. We got we got the WNBA draft coming up and the NFL draft coming up in the month of April, and so let's talk a little bit about who the top pick should be in the WNBA and in the NFL, and who should the Bears select?
Well, I don't watch the WNBA no more. I'm sorry, but I know for the NFL, I would like to have what's the guy name? Alshon Gentry, the running back out of Boise.
Boise State.
Yeah, I like that guy. He reminds me of Barry Sanders a little bit.
That's who the Bears are going to pick.
Yeah, I would love for them to get him, but they keep saying that the Raiders are going to take him at 6. Okay. Yeah, so if the Raiders decide to go with him at 6, then that's going to leave us in a situation where we're going to have to probably trade up, try to get some value for that number 10 pick, or take a tight end, one of the top tight ends in the nation, or an edge rusher, and then maybe we can package that pick and then try to get another O-lineman, hopefully. But if Gentry's at 10, man, I would love to have him because I think he is what Jamar Gibbs is to the Lions, along with David Montgomery, who we used to have. Unfortunately, because you remember David Montgomery played for the Bears, and now him and Jamar Gibbs, they nicknamed, and his nephew, you're going to love this, they running back for the Lions. They nickname is Sonic and Knuckles. So that's their nickname. That's their nickname. They wear the little dials around their neck. Sonic and Knuckles. That's how they got their nickname. I was like, oh yeah, nephew, I love them.
That's
Sonic
interesting.
Yep. So yep. Yeah, but I think Gentry would be a nice pick from Boise State.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Last topic before we leave the air. The play-in starts April 15th, and then the playoffs April 19th through the 21st. Well, that's the first round. The first round starts on April the 19th. Okay, starting with Craig. Who makes it to the playoffs from the play-in? And then we're going to go to Joe. Then we're going to go to Coach Jano. Craig.
I haven't been watching it, guy. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. Here's the teams that's in the play-in. You got the Heat, who is 10th. Then you got the Bulls, who are 9th. And you got who is ahead of them? I can't think of who's ahead of them, but you got two other teams ahead of them. Oh, Orlando.
Yeah.
And then you got who else is there? Right ahead of Orlando. The Hawks.
The Hawks. Yeah.
Those are the 4 teams that's fighting to get to the playoffs. Which one of those 4 you think? Which 2 of those 4 you think gonna make the playoffs?
Orlando. And what's the other one?
Bulls, Heat, Orlando, and Hawks.
Orlando and the Bulls.
All right. Okay. All right. Coach Joe.
I had to go with Bulls and Hawks.
Bulls and Hawks. All right. All right.
Bulls and Hawks.
Jay, no. Bulls and Hawks.
Yeah. I think the Bulls and the Hawks. Yeah, I think so too. The Bulls, just like Coach Joe was saying, the Bulls might be a sleeper, man, because they really.
I've been watching that guy. What, Pachinko? Is his name Pachinko?
Oh yeah, that's the one Kobe dunked on. Yeah, Cachero.
He is dangerous, man.
Yeah, Cachero.
It's been a while since I watched the NBA, and I had a moment that made me go, "Oh, woo!" I had a couple of those these last couple Bulls games. Like I was telling Coach Apostle about Buzelis. That man got some handles on him. He caught me off guard. He hit Luka with whatever that was in that corner, and then he dunked it. I was like, wait a minute. I need to watch these guys a little more.
Yeah, I feel the same way now. Like sports, I'm really like disappointed with all the stuff that be going on, and like I barely even watch it like I would love. You know how we all used to be passionate about it, but it's just not the same anymore. You know, like we was growing up. Everything is so messed up and scripted. You know.
Yeah, it's a different time.
Yeah.
Well, I was always watching them until I couldn't get them on my big screen anymore because they took them off where, we used to go online and then be able to watch them, and then I'd put them on my projector and put it on the big screen there. They took that away from us. Then I couldn't find the Bulls until the wife stumbled across the Bulls, and here's the beauty about it. And Joe, we got to get the Cubs on Chicago Sports Network too, because we got the Whites, we got the Bulls, we got the Blackhawks. Hey Craig, the Blackhawks are on Chicago Sports Net, and we got to get the Cubs there. We have all of Chicago there. Oh, we gotta have to get the I know Joe don't want to hear this, but we gotta get the Chicago Sky on there too.
Yeah.
Get all our Chicago Fire, all of them on there.
Chicago Blackhawks need a new coach, man.
Yeah, they do.
They need Craig, I know you're a Blackhawks fan. Come on, talk to us about the Blackhawks.
They need to go get Jonathan Taves or what's the other guy that just retired?
Yeah.
What was his right hand man?
Oh, Patrick Kane.
Go get one of them as the coach.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan Taylor dealing with concussion issues, so yeah. And then Patrick Kane.
Want to see that?
Ever since that rape charge and stuff, like the organizations try to distance themselves away from him. And then with the whole situation with Pat Beach, when the videographer was like molesting him or something like that, like the Blackhawks swept it under the rug, and now nobody wants to really come to the organization. They're trying to rebuild the image of the organization. I need to tell you this: Connor Bedard does need help. He's too small. to try to carry the team on his own. He does need some additional pieces. I was reading up on it last night and how he's getting like abused. Like he's so little, like he's like 19
That
years
poor
old.
guy.
Yeah, and he still got 20 goals, but last year he had 22. He won the I think the Rookie of the Year award. So hopefully this year they can get some really impactful free agents. And also I heard that he's up for an 8-year extension rookie contract, but someone advised him, an NHL analyst told him, don't sign it until you see them improve that team, because you don't want to get stuck there and you're not seeing any progress from management. You should sign based on them guaranteeing you that they're going to improve this team. So,
yeah, our Blackhawks are struggling there. Our Bulls are getting better. Our White Sox got a win already. They play again today. They can get their second. Our Cubs got a win and a loss in America and 2 losses in Tokyo.
We losing all across the world, right?
Coast to coast L's is crazy.
Yeah,
but I think they're gonna bounce back. Yeah, they gotta recover from that. What is it? Flight lag.
Hey, what's up with the White Sox? I heard the White Sox trying to get this billionaire owner, and I was like, I hope y'all get him so he can make our owners spend money, because we need some pressure. We can't have 2 cheap owners in the in baseball. We can't do this no more. No more.
But how about the game that they played? I mean, our starting pitcher went 6 innings, a shutout innings. The first and second inning, he got out of a jam, and then our relief pitcher came in, and they went to the 9th inning before they gave up a home run. But then he came back and struck out the next guy and ended the game. And so we did a 8-1 victory. Yeah. And then that same day, the Cubs won, and so we were looking good with the trifecta there.
Yeah, my wife and I, we almost went to a White Sox game. We wanted to go yesterday, but they wasn't playing yesterday. They played today. But
and
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tomorrow is Family Day.
Oh yeah, we should go. Yeah, we should all go. That'll be fun. Because I don't care anymore. Like I told them, like, the Cubs want to act like they cheap. Go ahead, be cheap. That's fine with me, Mr. Ricketts. But hey, to go watch a ball game, I'll go to a Sox game. I like going to baseball games. It doesn't matter to me. Like I'm still a Cubs fan, but I'll go out and support the Sox. Just to see win or lose. Just to check out a ball game, So I'm still loyal to my Cubs.
Maybe we have to have a Adam 2 outing one day.
Yeah.
I'll go to a game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find us some tickets.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
What happened with Memphis and their coach? They fired their coach in a winning season.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah, that's weird.
That is
Some
weird.
of the Grizzlies, right?
The Memphis Grizzlies. They fired their coach.
Wow.
And they're fighting in the playoffs for a position in the playoffs, and they fired their head coach. Well, they say they parted ways. That's the way they put it. But some people say they fired him.
Yes. Well, what are they seeding right now? What are they seeding?
Let me get that for you real quickly here.
Let's see. They number 5. So
they got that 5th seat.
Okay.
Yeah, they are number 5. Yep, right behind the Lakers. They actually tied with the Lakers. They both 44 and 29.
Oh wow! Don't they got games coming up against them soon? They're gonna be playing them soon, right?
Only difference is the Lakers are currently 4 and 6. The Grizzlies are 5 and 5. So One is on the upward trajectory. The other one is on the is on the downward trajectory. I don't know when they play. Oh, you're right. The Lakers and the Grizzlies play today at 7.
Oh, see, there we go. They
So that's gonna change.
4 and 5 after that, huh?
Right.
They was like,
somebody gonna switch.
They sound like Indiana and the Milwaukee Bucks. They keep switching.
Right.
They was like, we got to beat the Lakers today, so we want to come with a new strategy, a new coach.
Yeah, that's gonna be weird. They just fired their coach, so who finna coach? The
assistant. Yeah, I wonder who their assistant is. But Ja Morant been keeping up all that trouble. That's why they like in the middle of the road like that, because he's supposed to be that guy. Like right now, Memphis is supposed to be that new team, but guess who's taking over? Oklahoma City. Like Oklahoma City don't have no egos. They just go out there and hoop.
Yeah,
Morant had the opportunity to have his team as one of the top teams, but he started all that gunplay stuff, playing around, flashing guns, doing all this goofy stuff, and it knocked his whole game off, you know?
Yeah. Remember when Derrick Rose came back to Memphis?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They had a joke. Oh, Memphis got Guns and Roses now.
Oh,
Guns and Roses. I remember seeing one of those memes.
I was like, oh, they is silly.
You know what? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Check this out. Here's the lineup for today. The Kings and Magic at 4. The Nets and Wizards at 6. The Heat and Sixers at 6:30. The Bulls and Mavericks at 7. So the Bulls can, if they can win, they can keep their stronghold on that 9th seed. The Celtics and the Spurs at 7. The Lakers and Grizzlies at 7. And the Pacers and Thunder at 7.
A triple play. All in the same hour. That's going to be crazy. Only game I'm watching probably is the Bulls. I was hoping the Warriors play, but they played yesterday. They beat the Pelicans.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Those
really the only 2 teams I've been watching. Oh, while we got Coach Joe on here before we go. Because I don't think you was on that show when we talked about this. But the D Rose retirement. What's your feelings about that? How you feel about that? What you think about it?
I think it's well deserved for him. You know, I just wish Derek wouldn't be doing all that drugs and stuff. You know, like he looks really bad. You know, I think because of that injury, it kind of like set him back mentally, and he started hanging out with Joakim Noah, the biggest weed smoker in the NBA. You can't hang out anytime you posting how you got cubes of marijuana in your freezer, like it's juice cubes. Talking about I'm Derrick Rose mentor. Nah, bro. Derrick need to leave him alone, man, and he need to cut off like those influence around him, you know. But it was, you know, Derrick Rose always have a special place, man. You know, it's just unfortunate that his career was cut short with that injury, but they did a great job in respecting him and honoring him. And you know, I just, like I said, I still always wish he would have had an opportunity to the Bulls to sign him back. That would have been nice if they would have just like signed him back. Yeah, he would have cut his hair, did it that way, let him retire with the team. Because he didn't retire as a Bull. He retired as, what was it?
A free agent.
Yeah, free agent. Yeah. So,
because they let him go and then he retired.
Yeah, like the Bulls,
really
he was
hurt
out there.
Derrick, man.
Yeah, they hurt him, you know, and you could tell.
Because he wanted to become a Bull again.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They told him, no, they're not going to pick him up.
Yeah,
the Bulls is crazy. Man. It's crazy because we needed a guard. Like, we had Caruso, but Lonzo was out and is still out. Like, he go in and out because obviously he's working his way back in now. But we needed a guard. It don't make sense to not sign the guard that was our best player since Jordan.
Yeah,
Like,
but the Bulls are a racist organization, nephew, unfortunately. And your uncle, your dad, your cousin, we've seen over the years. As soon as we get good players, they like
gone.
right now, the Bulls organization is living a dream because they got like 4 or 5 white guys that's doing really well. You see what I mean? So they feel like, well, we were right all along. We don't need Michael Jordan 30 years later, still talking about the same stuff, bruh. But anyway, they need to get over that racism mess. I'm saying all this because, the Bulls do have some. I've experienced it. They are a racist organization. I'm sorry. Reinsdorf could call it what he wants to. He says he treats his staffs better than he treats the players, and that's true. And the reason
I'm
why
actually terrified by that because if you remember what happened to Luol Deng, what happened to Derrick Rose, if that's better than
it's malpractice, and nobody got fired. None of the doctors got fired. They just kept their jobs. Some of them was able to keep their jobs for doing that. Just like I heard when John Paxson and Jim Paxson and Danny Ferry, when they traded Luol Deng, and they were communicating, and one of the things they called him was a backdoor African, And I was just like, what, man? Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
they still
work,
got
man.
their job. They still got their job. So my thing is that low key the Bulls are covert racists. They will say, oh, we like these players and all that, but they really don't need you because they always gonna sell out. So they don't value their players. Like they just let them rot. They let them go down the drain, and then they want to be cheap on top of that. Then you want to reward the PR people and all these people as if they were out there playing the game. But in actuality, they were just pushing your agenda. So you're going to keep financially rewarding them because they make you look good versus, the product that's supposed to be on the court, which our fans deserve. But I'm saying all this, it's not everybody's not a racist, okay? Everybody not racist.
You got your good apples and your bad apples.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to cry racism for everybody, but I have seen it work in effect on how they do business. Even with the black media, where, they don't want us near certain players, and as soon as you make the certain move, they watching. It's just crazy. But the other reporters can bring their kids into the locker room and bring their puppies, and while you gotta stand there scared. How was your day yesterday? I see you got the new lawnmower and all this foolishness, and I'm just like, wait, how did they get to pick up their kids and hug them and all that, and then they don't want us breathing near the players. So I'm just like, you know what? It ain't even that serious, bro.
That shocked me this year when the season first started off, and I was watching.
Okay, just before we go, we got to talk real quick. White Sox play at 1:10, the Angels, and then the Cubs play tonight at 7:10, the Diamondbacks.
Ooh.
So both of them in action today. Both of them can get a second win today.
Please win. Please.
Yeah,
Look at y'all losing.
Okay. Before we go, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to start off with Coach Craig. If you can give your final thoughts on the Bulls, the Bears, the Blackhawks, the Cubs, then Coach Joe, then Coach J-Note, and then we're going to sign off. So we're going to start with you. Your final thoughts.
The Chicago teams haven't won. All the teams haven't won in years on one day. I think last time was 1999?
Actually, the last
Probably
time
right.
was Wednesday.
The turn of millennium.
Oh, Wednesday?
Thursday. Yeah, because the Sox didn't play yesterday. Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can do that
So they had to be
If they can do that
Thursday,
every day.
opening day.
If they can do that every day, Chicago teams would be better.
All right. Thank you, Coach Craig. Okay, Coach Joe, let's hear it.
Okay, Cubs. We gotta spend money. If they don't spend money, then we're gonna be cellar dwellers. Right now we're 1-3, and our top trade piece, which is Kyle Tucker, he's only had 2 hits since he's joined the team out of like 20 tries probably. So that's not a good sign. And then our pitching looks shaky, and our bullpen looks shaky. So, and then we have the hardest schedule in Major League Baseball for the month of April. So we possibly be hanging out with the White Sox. Well, you know what? I'm not going to even put that on the White Sox. The White Sox, I predict this, the White Sox probably have a better record at the end of April than the Cubs do because of the strength of our schedule. And I'm not lying to you. The reason why I'm saying that is because right now the team looks shaky. Like they're not confident right now. Even though we scored 10 runs, that's only because the Diamondbacks pitcher was shaky. But if you got guys that's on their game, we're in trouble because we're doing a lot of swing and misses. For the Bears, I still don't want Caleb Williams as my QB. I would have. I love to see Tyson Badgett starting. You know, I don't want to deal with another year of Caleb Williams. I didn't like him last year. I know he threw for 3,500 yards, but guess what? We regressed. We won 5 games last year. With Justin Fields, how many games did we win the year before? Well, we won like 7. You know, so what I'm saying is that, like, you made the changes in the wrong area, and I don't think they should have taken him. They should have kept Fields and built the offensive line around him, which is what they're doing now with Williams. But at the end of the day, I'm cheering for Ben Johnson. I'm cheering for the Bears. I'm cheering for the Bears defense, but I'm not cheering for Caleb Williams. I'm leaving him alone. And last, who else? You said one more team? What's the White Sox? Go White Sox. I think y'all gonna do well.
Blackhawks.
Yeah. Oh, Blackhawks. Oh yeah, we stuck. We're stuck. Blackhawks they're in trouble. If we don't start like bringing in big time free agents, we're gonna be talking about the same stuff every year with the Blackhawks and how they keep rebuilding. You know, like this is supposed to be the year that they put pieces around Connor Bedard. They still haven't done that successfully. So they're gonna probably have to bring in another GM who can evaluate talent the right way and bring in a real coach, a veteran coach that can command the locker room. Sorry.
No, I say Craig Williams.
Coach J Note.
Okay. With the Cubs and the Sox, I'm not really a baseball aficionado, but I mean, something ain't working because we be losing. They play like how I play when I play baseball games, and we get the same result. So I don't know what they need to do. Maybe they need to stop doing whatever I be doing and try something else. For the Bears, I agree with Coach Joe. Like, I was never a fan of getting rid of Fields. I think that they should have worked on other areas instead of quarterbacks. But what's done is done, unfortunately. And just hope whatever they're building now, I hope that we can win more than 7 games. Like, I would like to see the Bears in the playoffs again. Maybe in the I haven't seen the Bears. I've never seen the Bears win a Super Bowl. I did see them reach 1 Super Bowl, and then after that, it's just been not so nice. So at this point, I'm just praying for the teams. You just gotta pray for them. And the Bulls, I'm happy at what I'm seeing. Like, I haven't been this interested in the Bulls in a while. I love the team because I'm from Chicago, but I would be untruthful if I was saying I was less than pleased with the way they've been, operating, and just the NBA in general. But this gives me hope. Buzelis, I knew he was good, but like watching him play, it's kind of exciting a little bit because he has these moments where you're like, hey, that was fire, and he's, they're kind of bringing some excitement back to, what it means to watch a Bulls game. This was a great week that they've had these past 2 weeks. And I hope that they can keep going forward. I really hope we can make the playoffs, and I hope we can get out the first round. We ain't seen the second round since Derek was here, and even then we went down 4-2. Yeah, and even then we lost 4-2, and we only got that second game off of a prayer that Rose hit off that crazy inbound. So it's been rough. But this Bulls team, I see a little hope there, and I'm hoping that it grows. But yeah, Chicago, we need some help. Help.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, what the Bears should have done is what they did this offseason. Instead of getting rid of Justin Field, they should have let Eberflus fly.
And he ended up flying.
Yeah. Get rid of the Eberflus.
Now that Eberflus's gone and we got a real head coach that's been on a winning team. In fact, he designed that offense for the Detroit Lions. Now, I do kind of feel bad for the Lions because they lost their offensive coach. They lost their defensive coach, and they lost a lot of other coaches in the middle there because several of them came to the Chicago Bears to help the Bears out. And so the Bears, it looks promising for them because they are building an offensive line around William.
Don't say the name, Pastor.
And look, they got rid of our running backs so they can bring some running backs in. They went out and got they got some way where we can get the ball to our receivers now. And the Cubs, I'm hoping and praying for the Cubs that they win. Yes, they got a tough schedule in April, but we're praying for them. The White Sox, they got some hitters, y'all. They got that Slater who hit that first home run to give them a 1-0 lead. Then they got that blooper and 2 other runs came in. And then in the 8th inning, they got a 3-run home run and a 2-run home run. Something they weren't doing last year. They couldn't score in those bottom 3 innings. And so by them doing that, hopefully that gives them the confidence that they can win even when they're trailing in those bottom 3 innings. Blackhawks, Connor Bernard, good player. He's going to get stronger as he get in that weight room. 20-year-old kid, he's got some time to grow. Looking for him to grow. And then the Bears, White Sox, the Bulls. Wow. What can we say? 9 of 11 of their last games they have won. They have won 4 in a row for the first time this season. They're on the upswing. We got Vukovic. He's still useful. We got Herter, who can hit the 3, but not only hit the 3, he will go to the basket. Then Buzelis, he don't care. He gonna dunk on you. He gonna hit the 3. He'll put a move on you. And then we got Collins. When he comes in, he plays pretty good in that post. And you got Kobe. We got Getty. We got some players that were on other teams hitting. And now they got their opportunity. They're hungry. And so, yes, Miami went from 10th and made it into the playoffs and made it all the way to the finals before they got beat. So hopefully the Bulls at number 9. They not that they one step ahead of Miami. And they got hot. They're hot at the right time. This is the time we need to get hot. And so we're looking for them, hoping that the Bulls can go all the way and win. Okay. Hey, let me say this as we're signing off. Coach, Joe, thank you for coming on the show today. Coach Craig, thank you for coming on the show today. Coach J-No, thank you for coming on the show today. And we want to thank all of our YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Dayspring audience for joining us on the show today. It has been fun. We got a fun team. Hey, let's watch the Bulls tonight as they play. Let's watch the White Sox and the Cubs if you can. And let's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. It's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Let's get some runs. Hey, I forgive Caleb Williams as well. I don't want to be holding no anger against Caleb, so I hope he can get that nail polish off his fingers and get saved. That's all I want to say.
Wow. Guys, it's been fun. As always, may God bless you and keep you is our prayer. And we say to you, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem.
You respond, Aleichem Shalom.
Aleichem Shalom.
See y'all later.